Welcome back to WGTV, episode 28. 28, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a special day today because, believe it or not, dear Craig, we are no longer playing the General's Handbook anymore. Well, we are playing General's Handbook. It's just that one. Yes, this one. Yeah. Exit. Stage left.
Okay.
We are now playing with this one. So all of a sudden, we've got a whole new bunch of scenarios for you to play. And warning, in this episode, potentially, there will be laughter, joyity, and general enjoyment. So if you don't like that, you can leave now. Don't you go anywhere, come back. You stay here. Right, okay. So big shout out, as always, to our sponsors. Thank you for all the many ways that you do sponsor us, especially to our chief patron, our Lord, our God, and Saviour, Mr. Sean Ricketts. Thank you for being our master and for constantly sponsoring us in the ways that you can. Obviously, a big shout out to Scott Smith, Adam Rawson as well, and all the other guys and girls that do sponsor us. If you would like to carry on helping us make this mockery of everything that we do, then please do sign up, subscribe, comment, do anything you like. Please, our number one sponsor, number one, does need all the help that he can get. And tonight for you, we are going to be playing, we're going double demon.
We're going double demon, we're going on the Realmstone Cache, which is one of the 12 new missions.
That's it.
In the new handbook.
It's basically where we have, one in the centre, as you can now see on screen at the moment. We've got one in the centre, and then from turn 3,
it explodes.
It will just go, poof, it's gone.
And we go to 2 objectives, and
which will be either, they will be opposite of each other, so there'll be top left, bottom left, top right, or complete far extremes to the left and right. And we're into the score 1, score 2 if you score another point if you have more objectives, and then score another 1 if you control more than your opponent, and of course 2 for your battle tactics. And then
well, that hasn't changed. So a whole slew of new rules with the veterans and everything. The realm and everything.
So
they put it in a small box.
Yeah. Deployment is a small box as well. So you're taking the.
I'm taking the Hedonites of Slaanesh.
And I'm getting all mean and angry because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just going to get Khorne. I'm just Khorning it. That's it. I'm just going full in 5 bloodthirsters.
Very corny.
You did there. Just stop that. Actually,
we warned you.
That was painful. I do apologise for that. We'll probably just cut that out. So I had 9 drops. You've got.
I had 10.
10. I've tried the hunters. The different, the 2 different types of battalions. Yeah, I've gone in for, obviously we've got 3 of the Fleshhound units are going to be counting as 3 models each, and we've got 1 of the Fleshhound units and the Bloodcrusher unit, which are going to be bounty hunters. So we'll have to see how that one actually works out on the field.
I've done something similar as well. I've got 2 and some Marauders, both with the count as 3 models each, and then the Seekers and the Chariot. And the bounty hunter and the chariot does hit lots.
It's lots. So those are the ones we're going to be watching out for, folks. So as it's going to be my choice, I'm going to let you all speak to Craig after his turn 1.
Yeah. However, I have noticed as well, it's such a lovely paint job on that Khorne army. It's absolutely epic.
It is, isn't it? It's an absolute special shout out to Nick Robinson. Thank you so much, Nick Robinson, of 8 points commission. This Khorne army is magnifique, off the scale. If you ever want anything doing, just hit him up on his Facebook page. I'm sure I'll put something along here.
We'll have it down here.
We'll have it here, down here, somewhere up here or somewhere. We'll have that. Hit the guy up. He's really nice. Great communication all the way through. We'll send you progress pictures. We'll do anything you want. Obviously for money, but he will do it. That's the main thing. And yes, and I hope to work with him lots more in the future as well, when I eventually have run out of time to paint any more armies, which is more than likely going to happen, although there are a lot. There's going to be a lot in the outtakes, isn't there?
Yes.
Right, okay. So without much further ado whatsoever, let's play.
I'm going to take my turn 1.
Turn 1.
Well, viewers, turn 1 I had, and it is now the end of my turn 1. And by golly, I am quick. Turn 1 itself was quick as well. We started off casting a Mystic Shield on the Ladyship, but Khorne said no, being anti-magic and everything. We also had a shot at Arcane Bolt, which my Keeper of Secrets General also has got off, ready for the Khorne assault. Other than that, we ran up. 14 inches goes a long way, it turns out. We chose our new battle tactic of securing an objective and contesting it without any of the Galician veterans holding it. Adam, however, decided that the one and only objective was the proving ground, and such only Galician veterans could hold it. So we ran with a command point and the bonus with the horn to get 13 inches to put myself nicely on the objective, to score 1, to score more than, but not 2 because there's only one objective, and my battle tactic for a grand total of 4. The first 4 points of this new season.
Khorne, turn 1. Turns out we're sponsored by one. Not only me, even our dearest Craig. Oh my god, you'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think 5 bloodthirsters, not a problem, we'd kill stuff, right? You know what died? I think 1 unit. 2 units died. 2 lousy units died. That's all. There wasn't 1 6 rolled to wound, not a thing. Anyway, before I digress, let's go through the turn. Hero phase. We decided we'll go for a battle tactic of we would be gaining momentum. Well, that seemed like a good idea, right? That we'd just gain momentum with Bloodthirst. Turns out, no, not so much. What we had to do that, we had to claim the objective and kill a unit. And with a lovely 5-inch redeploy, these little darlings decided to step back. We sent 2 Bloodthirsters ahead, but there was a really big bitey woman that was stood there, and I kind of concentrated on her a little too much. I got distracted. I know, she was attractive, yada yada yada, and I chased her like a dog, and I killed her. Oh, it felt good.
Did that lead to the points?
No. And did it give you depravity? No. So that was something. Deleted the chariot. Beat up some ladies over here. It all sort of went wrong. It was just, we were rolling lots and lots of dice, and yeah.
And how many ones do you think we rolled?
Oh, a lot. There was a lot of ones. There was even some 2s. Occasionally 3s. Still no 4, 5s or 6s. Definitely no 6s. Yeah, it was really what should have been a really disappointing amount of carnage for a head-on collision. But that did give Craig 6 depravity points. Actually, sorry, 7, because we added it up just at the end. I got 2 skulls, ready to cash in at some point. Fleshhounds did get onto the point, and they are in the I Count as 3 battalion, the new Wonder Battalion. So they managed to pop that one for themselves, but they only scored 1, score more, they get 2, failed the objective, failed the battle tactic, sorry. So really, we need to see who's going to get next turn before that cachet goes off. So, a 6. Oh, let's see if we can roll any 6s now, shall we? That turns out this turn was sponsored by the turn of 6. Bloodthirsters did what the Bloodthirsters did this time, if we like to cut down to the scene of absolute devastation and carnage. There was a Slaanesh army, and now there's not much of one, and to be quite honest, if it wasn't for the fact that this lady saves mortal wounds on 2 pluses, there would not be a Slaanesh model on the board. Yes, let's go through the play. So we stepped up, we went for our new words, because I've completely forgotten already what it was, against the odds. So we had to pick 1 unit from my starting army on the battlefield to complete the battle tactic. If at the end of the turn, any models from that unit are contesting an objective you control, and the objective is not contested by enemy veteran models, then you get it. At the time, there was a unit of veterans right there. So the Fleshhounds just stayed and watched whilst the big boys played with the army. And we had a moment of a Keeper of Secrets having her finest hour, which did incredibly well and wounded here, but not this one, but this one and this one both spiked. Oh, and Daddy General as well spiked 6s when doing their attacks, and because at the time they weren't overly bracketed, a bazillion mortal wounds went out within an 8-inch bubble, and because we were already playing in a very, very tight bubble,
I just watched my units melt.
Just melted. Just everything melted around. It was, yeah. Oh, Khorne is indeed pleased. So at the moment, I've got 8 skulls. Plays a depravity of 11.
Not enough for a Keeper of Secrets.
Not enough for a Keeper of Secrets just yet. We're not exploding yet. We're not exploding the cache yet. Craig's got one more turn to go through of his own before that explodes and disappears into wherever it goes. Yeah. Wow. Turns out when you roll 6s, it's a thing. I'll see after Craig's turn too.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Wow. Khorne like to hit, and I'm not very good at taking hits. We've had a little bit of disastrous round. We ended up with one model on the board. So that model cast a spell, cast Mystic Shield. Khorne said no. Cast Arcane Bolt. Khorne said no. Anti-magic and everything. So in the end, we just ran and retreated out of combat in a straight line as quickly as possible. Get away from the Bloodthirsters. However, the situation is a little on the dire side. I won't exaggerate, but it's not going too well. There's a little bit of salvageability if I can get the priority.
So the cache has exploded.
The cache has exploded. Adam rolled a 2 on the chart, so we've ended up with one down here. And one down here. So I'm really close to the objective, but yeah, this isn't going particularly well. But now we have the priority dice. Let us roll off. And if it wasn't already going so bad today, we're just.
Even start right. Shall we?
I'll see you in the conclusion, folks.
Okay. Right then.
That's it.
So conclusion.
Wow.
We always sort of predicted that this one, when we'd sort of looked through the book and thought one objective in the centre.
One in the middle, and everyone's going for it.
Regardless of what army you've got, you're just going to be rushing forward, clash your heads. It's British Bulldogs. Bang.
I had a lot more units at the end of turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1's really solid.
We did a lot more wounds in turn 2.
We said just retrospectively, maybe we should have learned a little bit better, and that maybe
not piling all at once.
Not just do everything at once. Just maybe one unit. Wait to see where it explodes. Tit for tat. It's almost that kind of, you put your toe in the water, I put my toe in the. Everyone would sacrifice, like it almost like end up like Snap. You just like blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it explode, and then everyone would run off and do what it was.
You are playing an army that just wants to throw everything forward and hit stuff.
And when you put them all in the centre, I just kind of went, yeah, that looks like real fun.
We kind of feared this with Gargants. We kind of figured that became with Gargants. We thought, maybe I'm a bit more exclusive to Gargants than another thing. But no, Five Bloodthirsters does exactly the same.
Turns out that if you roll a couple of 6s and everyone's nearby, when those things spike, you just cannot plan for it. If you hit something with a big model and you roll 6 and everything within 8 inches whilst you're at full profile takes the 4 mortal wounds, it's on top of.
When you hit it like 5 times,
and you get a couple of 6s and you've got 8 mortal wounds and everything nearby is it just evaporates.
I miss my Nurgle.
You miss, yes, because normally at that point you were standing there going, I'll just take it off then. Yeah, just removing models. But I was really impressed with how fast the Slaanesh are. It's nice to see Slaanesh. It's nice to see how quick they are.
They are lightning quick. I
mean, you could have turn 1 charges easily, couldn't you? Realistically.
An army of Seekers that can run 2d6 on top of the 14-inch, on top of a charge as well.
Exactly.
And the smaller board size, it's It's both a curse and a blessing, I think, to Slaanesh.
I mean, yes, if that had been like the 8 objective one, completely different. You kind of everyone, I'm chasing my tail. That made it very, it was very focused, very violent, very
even
quickly.
Then you start off focused as well.
Yeah.
You don't even spread out. Like
you're
in a little box into an even smaller point.
And kaboom. Yeah, things go off. I mean, I could understand if it was 1 turn, but 2 turns of hanging on to it, then it explodes. It's the fact you've got to fight it out for 2 turns, made it into the proving grounds. There's a lot of play in it. Lots of different armies will do it differently. If it was the KO, obviously I'd be shooting. I wouldn't be able to come on. But would I be able to surround and then shoot? I don't know. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that one. It's good.
The idea that you have no idea where those objectives are going. There's an idea.
Can sort of predict, but at the same time, if you try to set up one way, it goes another way. If you're not terribly quick, if you go all infantry army, there's going to be a lot of play in it. There's a lot of play.
I think that every army is almost going to need a veterans unit out there.
It does feel that way.
The proving ground
is proving to be the ground.
If I hadn't got my first unit on the first turn with the veterans unit,
you'd have had no battle tactics. No points whatsoever.
No battle tactics, nothing.
No. Not impossible to game, but it makes it harder. It's just the way that last season leaned us into monsters. Yeah. This way we're leaning into infantry, so it's recommended, to get some battle tactics. If you had a monster last time, it unlocked a few battle tactics. In this edition, if you have some veterans, you're going to be able to unlock a few battle tactics. The hardest one for me is the grand strategies. I'm really struggling with which one. Obviously went for defending territory. In this one, it's a little easier because it's a small box, like you said. Yours was the...
I picked the... basically have more artifacts than you at the end of battle.
Yes.
Which obviously didn't go very well.
Yeah.
But
in a normal game, or in other times, it's one-offs are just one of those things, aren't they? But
I'm going to enjoy seeing what other missions we can plough through, what other grand strategies we can all try. The battle tactics.
It's all just
it's not as
finding out
as linear as it was. It's
definitely not.
It's very situational.
I mean, heck, look at the score. I mean, in the old days, it would be like, I'll get my battle tactic. That's not a problem. Oh, next turn I get my battle tactic. No problem at all. I'll just do this. Now it's like, can't do that one. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. Can't do. Oh my goodness, that's going to take forever. Can't do that one. Oh well, let's try this. And that's what you're down to. You're really going to have to think ahead. And if you slip one, maybe your opponent won't get another one. The grand strategies are now not a given. I see
a lot of the in-book ones being used as well.
I do. You're going to lean more into the narrative ones. You're going to try, aren't you? Because our friend Andy said he was thinking about with the Khorne. You could actually maybe do the summoning every turn now. If you could do that the way that they've changed the mechanic with the blood tithe points, you could maybe try that one as a Khorne one, which is definitely a valid point. So it's definitely one to think about all the way through. This though, it was good. It was a quick explosion. It's our first game into the new book.
First game, very quick game, oddly enough, considering the amount of new rules we're learning.
But I know we'll both be going away thinking, everything's... Yeah, it makes your head just explodes thinking about all the possibilities of what's going to happen. And that's one. It's one of 12.
We've got another 11 to go, folks.
We'll be there for you, though. So hopefully you'll be there with us as well. So again, thank you to all our sponsors. Hopefully if you like it, subscribe, comment, all the other bits and pieces, all underneath. That'd be fantastic. Let us know we weren't wrong. We always go wrong. But yeah, we're enjoying it. Like I said, spoilers that we enjoyed ourselves. And we'd like to see you again next time, hopefully, because we'll be here again. All right?
Definitely again.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You did click record, didn't you?
Yeah, just go.
You did click record.
It's record, yeah, for the 15th time. Sure. Yeah, that's it. Cap. 2 secs. Yeah.
And this is how the outtakes are longer than the original footage. We're not even trying.
Not even trying. Right, okay, we're good. Excellent. Right. 3, 2, 1, back in the room. Now I can smile.
I have next as well. It's such a lovely paint job on that Khorne army. It's absolutely epic.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
It's almost like I forgot to mention it, wasn't it? It's almost like I forgot to mention it. Without much further ado whatsoever, let's play.
I'm going to take my turn 1.
Turn 1. What a disaster of an absolute opening ceremony that was. Yep.